I remember you. You're the guy from Pakistan that was asking me about 9/11. How you doing tonight? Make sure this is picking up. Yep, that is. I'm just in for a short run tonight. Gonna be probably about half an hour. Get some places I haven't been to before knocked off. That's right. Yeah, 12 hours or something like that difference. Other side of the planet. I'm getting tired here. This is my meditation. Kinda. I like doing it virtually. I like driving. But as far as like big rig trucking and that kind of stuff, not really. I'm more into the just into the driving altogether. I like driving. I've driven across my country numerous times, and also driven Central America, all over Central America, and a little bit over in Europe too. Yeah. No, I enjoy this. I love this simulation. You know, it's fun. It's kind of, relaxing. You get to learn something in the process and everything. Who knows? I probably enjoy it in real life too. I enjoy driving vehicles, that's for sure. Oh yeah? What's wrong with Pakistan, man? They have demand for that everywhere. But it's not considered a highly skilled job. That's the easiest way to get a visa here. Oh, okay. That's cool. So why don't you apply for an educational visa here? Come to school here. And maybe look for a trucking job while you're at it. That's what I did. I almost moved to Europe under a educational visa just for the hell of it. Romania, of all places. Spent some time over most of the time, particularly if you've got a good income at home, you can justify. Sometimes you get to. You're in. It depends on what you're looking for, man. I would actually, honestly, if you're going to come here on an educational visa, I'd focus on the school rather than the state for living. I mean, if you're looking for a party, if you're the partying type, I went to ASU, Arizona State University, for a while. A lot of the universities are party schools, though, but ASU definitely stands out as one. But it's hot there. Up to 125 degrees Fahrenheit during the summertime. All depends on what you want. There's different climates all across the United States. I'm in Portland and I like the rain. It's rainy and it doesn't get too hot during the summertime. It's perfect for me. But I've lived all across the United States. And outside the States as well. So yeah, that would be my question. What kind of climate do you want? Do you want a desert? Do you want ocean? Do you want pine trees like this? Or do you want it even denser? Do you like big populations, small populations? Tough to say. Becomes something impossible. How's that sound? I worked about 30 years in IT, various capacities, programming all the way to research and development and management, program management, business analyst. I got really burnt out on that. But now, yeah, the future's gonna be something most will probably refer to as fiction. Hard to explain, that's all I'm saying. Probably go live in a place like Hong Kong for a while and spend a lot more time over in places like Asia and Europe. Make it down to New Zealand and Australia. So traveling is definitely in my future. was a consultant for a long time. So I helped companies out here and there as best as I could. When they stopped needing me, I moved on. But not necessarily long-term collaboration past that. So it's typically very hard for me to accept help. And I never did too well with team sports either. No surprise there. Can be. My nephews both play like Apex and that kind of stuff, and I play Dead by Daylight with them on occasion, and it just gets repetitious and boring to me. And with this, I've kind of got my own missions. I'm basically focused on building my company in this. I've owned several companies in real life, you know, so I kind of like the company building aspect of this thing. So I've got a whole, you could actually hire drivers and everything in this. I'll show you real quick. So I've got driver manager. These are all the trucks that I currently own. We got 23 altogether. So I'm more focused on just the company building. So I've also got to, if you look at the garages that I have too, each one of these green ones, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 garages so far. So that's what I like to building. So the trucking aspect is kind of like a means to an end. That's the way I look at it. But yeah, a lot of people do the convoy stuff. Not me. You play this, right? I sure do. Quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. Living all over. loved it actually myself. Problem with corporations here is they have a tendency to keep you separate away from the people that you know. It's not necessarily beneficial to the company to have you knowing the people that you work alongside on a personal basis. So that's just how companies tend to function here in the U.S. Very, very strongly against unions forming in a general sense. The problem is family itself can constitute a union, which can basically, make its word give somebody else an advantage over the company when it comes down to things like negotiating pay or conditions and that kind of stuff. So companies tend to frown upon that here. I consulted for years, and a lot of times I actually carried a lot of friends with me along the way too, just because they carried with them their own skills, and I could always use them whenever I went to consult at a place. And even that was frowned upon. So America is more about individuality than anything. And there does tend to be not necessarily a whole lot of respect for the family unit or friends being treated as family or something like that. That's just the culture here, unfortunately. I don't like it myself, but I also haven't worked in about 12 years, in part because of that. I just don't like that. Say they hate family here. It's just individuality is it's almost revered here. And so the problem is, it's not necessarily hatred against groups of people or families and that kind of stuff, but it's more an expectation that you're going to perform on your own merits without dependencies on families and that kind of stuff. I think both here and in Europe it's kind of the same way with that too. Central America and South, it's not like that. So south of the border of Mexico and South. trucking company, why not hang out in Pakistan? It sounds like you have it pretty good there. Yeah, Central Americans and Hispanics altogether are certainly more Catholic in basis. I wouldn't say they love it. I think they have a way about them, that I wouldn't say they're proud of. It's just who they are. It's kind of like the U.S. Most people here in the U.S. it's just like, hey, this is who we are as Americans. I haven't really met that many people from countries that are extremely proud of their culture. France, absolutely. They're very protective of their culture. I loved it there as a result of it. It's kind of cool. But no, Mexico and south of the border and everything, they're very, very similar to how the U.S. is in regards to their culture. Japanese tend to be a little bit protective of their culture as well. And Costa Rica, that's an exception. They are actually, they've got a pretty strong culture down there that they're forming, and they're definitely protective of it, particularly when it comes down to businesses down there. I tried opening up a business down there with a partner, and apparently you can't. You have to have 51% ownership by a local there for any company. Really? Now that's fascinating to me. Why would your dad never let you be a driver there? Is it just because of lack of safety, or? No, so why won't your dad let you drive there? But sometimes money isn't all that matters. Sometimes you do things just because you enjoy doing it, or maybe just to learn the family business or something like that, Sometimes you take lesser jobs just to learn. You got the flat nose ones. Don't have these big things over there, do you? Euro Truck Driver? Do you play these games? You never did tell me what kind of climate you want to live in. One of my cousins is a truck driver. He's based out of Texas. Okay. But do you play American Truck Driver or Euro Truck Driver at all? My preference between the two is actually Euro Truck Driver, believe it or not. I like the different regions. It's got the variety of the U.S., but I like the fact that every country that you go to has a tendency to do the signs differently and everything over there. So it's a little bit more complex than it is with here in America than it is here in America. That's why my preference is the Euro Truck Driver one. Right now I'm just taking missions that take me to each of the locations that I haven't been to before. So I'm trying to step foot in every city that get each one marked orange. So it's great when you haven't been to it. And you get achievements in Steam for visiting the places. So I'm just focused on achievements right now. That and the company. That's why he's protective of you too. That makes sense. So what does he want you to do for a living? Does he have any wishes? of that age yet where that's gonna really play into account? You still going to high school or something like that? Enjoy your naivety as long as you can. That's just speaking from experience. You'll grow up and be tough before you know it, and you'll look back and wish that you hadn't done it as fast as you did. There's something to be said about the emotion that you have and the appreciation of it at that age. You don't need to be big and tough to be a man. And one thing that's certainly important is enjoying life, you know? That is, you got nothing to prove, Ollie. Just enjoy yourself. Studying for, if you don't mind me asking. languages of choice? Probably Python, right? To an AI or machine learning type stuff. When you say a computer student, what do you mean? Not like a programmer? I started in IT. Actually, I started as a programmer when I was about 12 years old. And took my first professional job as a programmer in 1989. So I was doing assembler in C++. A little bit of BASIC here and there, Fortran, quite a few other different languages like that, Pascal. Admin type stuff. System admin, database admin. Security. Now you're gonna see this thing open up because I can go 90 miles an hour. Or say more than 65, I should say. Doing network certification. I mean, like I said, I was in the industry a long time. I still do a lot of playing with it. More experimental type stuff right now. Okay. DBA type work in my life. SQL Server's my database of choice. Bikes and motorcycles. Not so much anymore. I'm out of shape now. If I was in better shape, probably. motorcycle? Quick hits around here. They're fun, but yours is strictly on-road, right? Not off-road, not a dirt bike. Get better friends, that's what I say about that. Get the ones that applaud you for making decisions like that. Okay. I used to have a Kawasaki Ninja 600cc bike. It was pretty fast. Most of the bikes I own now are. I had a Honda Rebel at one time. That thing I think was a 500 or something like that. And then the bike I grew up with was my dad's bike, a Yamaha 175 Enduro, off-road, on-road. But I also owned a mini bike too. Oh, you got one over here in the United States now. How's that sound? Seemed like a decent enough guy. Science is tough to make friends, to be honest. That was my first major, computer science over at Arizona State University. I flunked out. Partied too much. Girlfriends, believe it or not, are actually easier to get than guy friends. I say that from experience. I didn't know it at your age, but trust me on that. Girls just want company. That's what it comes down to. shit, the key is approach them.